Hey y'all, and welcome to Mr. Denby's Teaching Tips. Now today we're going to talk about the top 5 things you need to do to survive in the online teaching environment. Everybody know with all of this pandemic going on, we have moved totally online. So get ready and I'm going to tell you some tips to help you survive. Tip number 1, along with every teaching platform anyway, planning is key. Tip number 1, know your system. Before you meet online with those students, you need to go through that system, whether it's Zoom, Google Meet, the webinar, whatever you do, you need to go through that system and know the controls that you need, how to mute the children, how to stop them from annotating, or if they're allowed to annotate, or if they're allowed to share their screen, how to change those things. Those are the things you need to do. You need to try to have like a practice meeting with another teacher or another friend or one of your family members. Or if you have your kids, have a practice meeting at home with your kids. You go downstairs in the living room, let them be in the bedroom, and practice using your system. Planning is key. Just like with every other teaching adventure, planning is key. Tip number 2, let the children meet and greet a little bit because this is not our regular classroom environment. So when they get online, they haven't seen each other in a while. So they're not going to want to get straight to work. So you're going to have a little patience. Let them meet and greet. Yesterday, I was on Google Meet. And the children, oh my God, they just didn't want to get off. We had finished our lesson and then they said, Mr. Jimmy, can we just hang out for a little bit? Okay. So I let them hang out just for a few minutes and I stayed on. Of course, you have to stay on. Stay inside of that classroom environment because you have to treat that online environment like it's your classroom, and you wouldn't leave a kid alone or you wouldn't leave the kids unsupervised in your classroom, so you can't leave them unsupervised in that online environment. So I stayed on for like 30-40 minutes and let them talk about Minecraft and Fortnite and all of that. I don't know anything about that, but I let them hang out. But that's the thing, the kids hadn't seen each other in a while. So give them a little time before you start your lesson to talk and hang out, and then bring them back to order. That'll always start off that will help your lesson start off very good in the online environment. Tip number 3, y'all. Always, always, always keep high expectations. Whether you are in the online environment or in your regular classroom, keep your expectations high. And what I'm saying when I say that, I mean, like, even though the children are sitting at home and you're not close to them and give them the proximity, you can still expect, boys and girls, when I say stand up, we are all going to stand up. And that's what we do, because I teach music. So in music, sometimes we have movement and we're all doing the movements at the same time. Mute your screen or mute your audio, boys and girls, so that you can hear my music. And then we keep working. And so keep your expectations high. Whatever it is, expect that the children are going to do it. I expect, even if you're talking or watching TV and doing it at the same time, I still expect you to do it. So keep your expectations high. Whatever you tell those children to do, make sure you stand your ground. I don't care whether you're at home or whether your parents are sitting next to you. Parents, if you are sitting next to them, Mr. Denby asked them to do this, and this is what I expect. Thank you. So that's what we do. Keep your expectations high. Tip number 4. Even though you are not with your kids, you can still keep giving your kids rich learning experiences. Keep on giving them those rich learning experiences. Like yesterday, with my second and third grade classes, we played rock, paper, scissors, but we sang the song in Japanese. We used the Japanese language. Say, no yoi, 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 ochalaka, 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 hoi. So they were so excited. But just by me having that interaction with them, they learned the song like that, and they learned the words. So I told them after we were finished, you guys, do you realize you were singing in Japanese? And they were so excited, but that was a rich learning experience. Also, I wish I could share with you some of my poetry projects that my 5th graders and 4th graders are doing, because we've been looking up poems and books that, like books that have rhyming words, people everywhere. Any of those Dr. Seuss books have rhyming words, or any poems. And then we've been putting music to it, and they record themselves. And that's the good thing about being in the online environment. The kids can record themselves and send it back to you, and you can critique it. So they're not standing in front of the classroom being nervous, and, they're kind of too nervous to do the project that you gave them to do. They're at home, and they can record themselves. One guy, he recorded himself laying on the bed, but he kept on doing it, and he did his work. And that's the rich learning that I'm talking about. Give your students some good learning experiences during this online environment. Don't be afraid to step outside of the box. Like playing a game with them. Even though we were on the camera, we still played rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And we all had a blast. I mean, they kept, can we do it again? Can we do it again? So tip number 4, keep giving your students rich learning experiences. Tip number 5. This is one of the most important ones for me. There is power in the mute button. In order to survive in this online environment, you need to recognize the power of mute. So when kids are going crazy and they're doing stuff and watching TV and their TV is so loud, mute. But I do that sometimes in my regular classroom, like when the kids are acting crazy, or, I have a few who are doing things being out of control. I call the rest of them up to me, and we teach. So as long as I have the attention of the ones who are paying attention, I'm going to keep teaching. And so that's how you have to realize in the online environment. Don't think like, oh, I got to get everybody's attention. Stop watching that TV. Stop doing that. And then you turn your classroom into this negative place. And that's not what we want. And then the kids are at home. They don't care. You can't do anything to them anyway. So just mute and keep moving. And that's what I do. Whenever I'm teaching and they start getting loud, or some of the kids are playing video games while I'm teaching, go ahead, mute. I keep teaching. And then I post the video or post the assignment. If you have questions, I'll answer it. Other than that, it's good to go. So remember to do that. There is always power in the mute. All right, y'all. Thank you again for watching Denby's teaching tips. I hope everybody is staying safe in this pandemic. Stay at home. I know you don't want to, but that's important that we stay at home. I know, well, I've been going out just walking the neighborhood, outside because it's hard for me to stay in the house. But we need to all stay safe. And I thank our essential workers, our nurses, our policemen, and everything like that. Thank you so much for being there for us. So you guys have a wonderful time, and I hope you are enjoying teaching in your online environment. I hope these tips have helped you. So don't forget to subscribe and like and share with somebody else who might be having trouble or struggling in the online environment. You have a great day.